Hey YouTube, it's your girl P+7, also known as the Purple Butterfly. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. I'm known as P+7 on Twitter and YouTube, and I'm known as P elsewhere on the internet. This video is in response to a promise I made. I used to wear my hair in a style I call a quad pony, which is essentially 4 ponytails made to look like one for a hair that is shorter and can't quite make a total ponytail. And a friend of mine asked me, show me how to do that. And I said, well, next time I go to do it, I will. So this would be today. My hair is freshly washed and everything, and I'm dripping wet. Someone's about to walk in my door, so it's going to get a little noisy here in a second. But for this hairstyle, after freshly washing, you're going to need whatever it is you use to seal and moisturize. In my case, it's this product here. It's this Hawaiian Silky 14-in-1 Miracle Worker. But this bottle is empty because I always pour it in a separate container. It's easier for me to work within a container like this than trying to spray it like this, because that means it gets all spray and stuff when you try to work with it. Hi, Mom. How you doing? Making a video. Anyway, also you're going to need 4 small ponytail holders like these. You know, not real big ones, you know. Just don't use rubber bands. The ones that's got the little metal covering like this does, those are not the best in the world to use. You want to use something that is continuous, that doesn't have that metal binding or crimp. But this is what I could find, and I'm not going to leave the style in long. I'm just going to leave it in long enough to show you how to do the style. And also you're going to need something scruncherific, like, you know, a scrunchie. In this case, it's a knitted spiral scrunchie because, well, I make a lot of my own stuff. And when it's attached to the hair, it looks like that, kind of cool. But if you purchase a store-bought scrunchie or whatever for fun design, that'd be good too. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is part your hair into 4 sections. And I suppose I should have brought a parter or a comb down here to do this, but my fingers work rather well. Curl clusters sometimes get stubborn on me. Okay, I want that part sharp. By the way, the finished results of this, you may or may not actually see the parts, which is fine since you're going for the look of a single ponytail. But depending on your personal preference, you might actually want your parts to show. So if you don't want your parts to show, don't worry about how straight it is. And if you do, then you want to make sure your parts are sharp. But what you're doing is you're sectioning the hair from ear to ear and from widow's peak to the center of your nape. If you don't have a widow's peak, then just choose the point that's right from your nose to where your hair starts. That'll be the very center of your head. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use my moisturizer. I like to do it like that. This product is actually the consistency of a lotion, which makes it real fun to work with. Okay, and then any I don't use on the front, I'll just smear on to the back. This stuff really defines your curls. It seals, it moisturizes, but it instantaneously detangles your hair. Because I literally just washed my hair and I haven't done anything to it except for what you've seen on camera. In fact, I thought I brought my towel in here because I'm dripping water everywhere, but apparently I did not. So all 4 sections with the 14-in-1. Try, if your hair is long, not to let that get in your eyes, because it will give you a cloudy vision type effect for a couple of days. Apparently it doesn't affect your vision and it doesn't harm your eyes, but you'll get a cloudy vision type effect. Now this I'm going to put on both sections of the back at the same time because that'll just be easier. The way my curl pattern is in the back, that's actually better than doing it by sections. And then, of course, I could just repart it. And a little bit more, and I'm going to call myself done with this product. There. That way I know my edges have gotten the full benefit of this moisturizer. This is also the product I use right before I go to bed. Doesn't matter if my hair is loose, in braids, in curl formers, or whatever. That goes on it right before my satin bonnet. And as much slip as it gives you, this stuff dries absolutely non-greasy, non-oily feeling. When they say 14-in-1 Miracle Worker, they are not kidding. It is like the best stuff in the world for hair. It does have a few ingredients that are, shall we say, taboo. But I don't worry about those ingredients because my hair is extremely healthy. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your hair into 4 sections. Like I said, ear to ear, front to back. You're going to take that section as high up as you can towards the center. Okay? And you're going to grab one of these little pony holders. And you're going to make a teeny ponytail. That's rather loose, actually. It can actually go around 3 or 4 more times. But, you know, with it being this kind of ponytail holder, and with my hair being as curly as it is, twice as good. I'm good with that. I'm not going to stress my hair and cause any pulling or damage or anything like that working with a ponytail holder. I mean, most of my curly friends that I know are going to look at this video and go, well, hey, at least it was a cover that lasted. But that collapsed, and I already know what's coming, so, you know. It's just for a demonstration. It's not the product I would recommend you go buy. I'm putting it that way. Now you're going to take this one directly up to where the first ponytail is, you know, kind of like meet them in the middle. But the ponytail is actually going on separately. Yeah, and I know they're all different colors, but what can you say? It's for demo only, so it doesn't really matter. And even if it wasn't for demo, the scrunchie is going to cover it anyway. So now you got 2 ponytails there. You're going to do the same thing with the back. So once you get a part that's relatively straight, and comb it through. I comb with my fingers. You could comb with a comb. It's entirely up to you. But direct the shorter hair towards the longer hair and direct all of that to where the first ponytail connected. Now, and keep the hair from the other section out the way. And take a ponytail, holder rather, and make a ponytail. And make sure your hair from each section is not catching in the hair from the new ponytail. Now the last section, same thing. The reason it's called a quad pony is because there's 4 ponies, technically. So bring that up, out. See what I get for trying to peek at the TV while I'm doing the video? Part of that's snagged into the front section, so we'll fix that in a second. But you're going to bring that up just like you did the others. And bear with me because we are almost done. I'm going to take that out. It's dripping in my eye anyway. Okay. Let's make sure the other ponytails are not getting in the way. Ooh, well, you know, a tangle. Hold on. Well, that very rarely happens with me. Alrighty then. And if you feel a strand, like right there, that's not connected to anything, but it's pulling into the ponytail that you're working on, just go ahead and pull that out. It doesn't matter if it's one loose strand in the middle, because the finished product, it's not going to matter. Okay, now, got 4 separate ponytails. I don't know if you can actually see that. But now we're going to take, hold on, dripping right in my eyes. Going to put that over your hand or whatever scrunchie you have. Gather all that up. And what you're going to do is basically put the scrunchie around the 4 ponytails. And since this is non-elastic, it's going to take a little work. And that's it. If your hair was longer or stretched, then you can let it out like a big old puff. But because my hair has not been stretched, because it is relatively long, but it's not stretched out and it's curling up to its full potential, you know, just imagine a scrunchie going all the way across. Actually, let me go ahead and put this on so you can see. It would look like that, the scrunchie all the way around, and you wouldn't have to worry about it coming loose with it being a power puff and not enough hair, because the 4 individual ponytails take care of that. Oh, look, I got some tendrils coming down. Well, we'll just go ahead and let that play how it wants to play. And that's how you do a quad pony. If you do one, especially if your hair is longer, post a video response. I would love to see it. In the meantime, my promise has been fulfilled, and this is P+7. Stay blessed.